So I was thinking that maybe the third God's Not Dead movie, called God's Not Dead: Light in the Darkness, would maybe take the next step. First movie, does God exist? Second movie, was Jesus real? Third movie, maybe Jesus' divinity, maybe how salvation works, maybe anything about Christianity at all. But instead we get a gigantic pile of melodrama nonsense that is just abominably terrible to watch. Movie number 3, easily the worst movie in the franchise. The movie opens up with Pastor Dave, and people are protesting his church for absolutely no reason. There's some inciting incident that we don't see. People are protesting the church basically because it's a church that exists, and people are mad at Christianity for reasons unexplained. This movie does go into more detail about the previous film being where Pastor Dave is subpoenaed for his sermons. He actually gets arrested in this movie for about 5 seconds, and then he gets bailed out of jail. And that's, I know this isn't important, but it annoys me. Being bailed out doesn't close a legal case. Being bailed out means you don't have to wait in jail while you're awaiting trial or awaiting a plea deal. It means you can go home while the legal proceedings are scheduled for a later date. They bail him out of jail, and that basically ends the conflict. Stupid. Anyway, people are protesting the church, and people are mad at the church, and some kid throws a brick through the window of the church because he's mad at his girlfriend who's religious. And the brick magically hits exactly the right spot to start a gas leak. Pastor Dave's friend, Pastor Jude, a guy from Africa, a nice character, he goes into the basement and turns on a light. The light bulb explodes, ignites the gas, he dies, the church blows up. Sure, if there's going to be a lawsuit in this movie, it would probably be suing the manufacturer of the gas pipe, or maybe the church would get sued because of the unsafe conditions. I don't know, but the point of the movie is that the school that's near the church wants to take the church grounds away so they can expand their campus, but really they just don't want the church to be there anymore because they hate God. They don't say that when they take the church from him, but that's the idea. So he has to fight to keep his church, and in the end, he decides that he's going to give up and basically let the campus have the church, and then he's going to build a new church somewhere else and then live happily ever after. The thing, though, is that this movie is so crammed full of side plots, and it forgets what the original 2 movies were supposed to be. They're trying to present a message. The only message I could really gather from this movie is that Christians feel persecuted, and in the real world there is some justification for that, but this movie ramps it up to a ridiculous, unbelievable level. The story makes no sense. It doesn't really present any kind of message at all other than people don't like Christians and that's sad. And I guess there's forgiveness because Pastor Dave forgives the guy who accidentally killed his friend. You're supposed to feel sappy or sad or happy about that. I don't know, but it just was emotionally draining. Pure pile of melodrama. Easily the worst movie in the series. And because of that, I'm not going to spend any more time on number 3. I'm going to talk about 4 and 5 in a little bit more detail because they are actually more interesting. 1 and 2 are good-ish. Middle one is just atrocious. And then the final 2 go in a completely different direction.